Hey guys, today we're going to completely service the steam boiler and convert it to gas. So right now you see it's oil, it's got an oil gun on it, oil line, and just the other day we ran gas line outside. Alright, so this serves the boiler and a stove over there. And we are going to convert this boiler because it's from 2017. They don't want a new boiler. Who would? We would convert this oil burner to gas using the Carlin easy gas burner. So let's get into it. So it's got a bunch of tags on it, but they are all from before this boiler was installed, 2016, 2013, 2010. It's a 2017 boiler. So once again, here's a skim tapping capped. Hate to see it, but that's it. To be clear, this video is for trained professionals that are looking to jump into something like this. Do not attempt if you're incompetent or unlicensed. Thank you. So there are a few things you need when you change these out to natural gas. First, you need another power source to the burner, so it goes into post purge. So when the boiler call for heat is over, the burner usually just shuts off. The quicker it shuts off, the better. So that still happens, but now we need a post purge, so all the gas fumes and flue gases still go up the chimney after it's done firing. So we need that post purge wire. We're going to show you how to do that. We're going to need this damper, swing both ways. See how it slams shut right there? It needs to come back and forth. And we need a spill switch right there, so any rollout or anything like that comes out and shuts the burner off. So we got the spill switch, the damper, the wire, and obviously the natural gas gun. Turn this off. And turn this off. Spoiler, must have been brushed down before, or at least checked, because there's no screws or anything on this guy. So they just cut a pretty poor hole back there. It's just regular, it's draft, but I might make that full size. Let's get into it. That looks really clean. I don't know if there's anything I can brush on it. Threw my light underneath so you can see. I mean, this thing is just super clear. There's not a bit of soot on it. It's still a fairly new boiler, so makes sense. But gotta check it. Pen looks clear up to there. So while I have the burner off and the door open, makes it easy. I'm just gonna skim it from the bottom of the sight glass there. You see the water's kind of brown. I don't know if things ever been skimmed before. You know, if that, I mean, it's like a pot of water, but if it has a layer of oil at the top, it's not gonna make steam. It's not gonna heat like it's supposed to. I've been over this before in my last video with the full service of a steam boiler, so I don't know if we should get too into it, but we're here for it. The easy gun. Alright, so I'll get a couple shots, skim the boiler just so everybody can get a glimpse of that. This boiler does have a tankless coil in it, and that's why it has 2 TTs to the burner. It's got a mixing valve over there. So we gotta get this thing back on today and get him hot water. I don't have the water on yet, it's just draining what's in there. So we're waiting for that to drain down. Took the pressure troll off, you see that's all gunked up. It's got a T inside here, and you can see that's all gunked up too. It's pretty bad. So once again, pressure troll's not doing anything, that's why they need to be cleaned out every year. This thing's starting, this is groundwater again. So it's a good thing we're doing this. So as you can see, I did get it all out. It's looking clear. And everything's clear, as you can see. So since we have this all cleared out, I want to skim the boiler through here because I want the water level to go all through here and try to clean up some of this rust. And this will get the complete top of the boiler anyway, so we'll end up draining it down a little bit from right there, or we can use the boiler drain down there and drain some of the water down so the water level is still back where it was. Alright, so we're gonna, while this is filling, I'm gonna start getting into the box here, the wiring, and whatever we need to do. So here's the unboxing. So this is the universal burner. This is not one made for this boiler. Alright, so it comes with all the paperwork you want to take a look at real closely. I have a list of just about every boiler you can think of. I came across a New Yorker boiler. It was my last one doing one of these. And I had never even heard of the New Yorker brand. And it was in there. So, you know, I'm pretty confident it has everything we need. This is it. Comes with a new gas valve, a field drilled nipple, which means it has right here has a nipple in it. You have to drill that orifice to the right size. So it'll tell us in the book what, depending on what boiler we have, we want to drill this a little bit bigger, and that's our orifice for the gas flow. All right, so this is adjustable because you want to be about 1/4 inch inside of our inside the combustion chamber, so like right here somewhere. And that's where we want to be mounted. This needs to be sealed. I use furnace cement. You use high heat silicone. And I mean, it's just got 3 wires that we connect here. We have a neutral, or hot, and a limit. All right, so I'm gonna fiddle around with some of these wires. There's a ground here that wasn't put on already. Well, it's on right there, but there's an open one for some reason. So we have, so this goes to our pressure troll that I didn't put back on yet. So that's our limit on the steam boiler. That thing's flowing now, huh? You don't want to fill the whole system with water. Look at that header. Jesus, 4-inch header. 2-inch copper, 4-inch. Oh. See, I shut the water right off and it's still flowing pretty good, so we're gonna let it drain down to that point. And we'll keep the water going. Just be mindful of that when you're skimming the boiler. Alright, I got all this back together. Water light's right about where I want it, and I'm going through the wire now. So it looks like it does have that wire that usually we need to add, so maybe it's just a new boiler thing. Again, I mean, we don't get a lot of these, so it's kind of different every time we do it. But I know it's required, and it looks like we have it. So basically, it comes with these air tubes here. There's the air bands, these tubes here. So these are all replaceable depending on the BTU value and what boiler you have. Comes with one inside already. Usually, I think the last couple I did was the 9-slot one here. And they say, I mean, no matter what you have, if you put that in, you're in pretty good shape. But again, read the manual, see what you have for a boiler. Here's the gas valve. We're gonna start putting this in, and let's get in the direction, see what we need to drill for this guy. All right, so it's just a 3/4 nipple. We have to drill an orifice through there. All right, again, this will tell us what we need for it. So this has like a quick guide, but when you get to your actual, the manufacturer of the boiler, this one's a thermoflow. You're gonna want to get into this. So, I'll do it with you right now. So, all right. So in the booklet, it does come with a new seal for the gun. Comes with your warranty card to register this product. It has the controls for the gas burner, primary control. And I marked here with a paint marker, it's running, but yeah. We have a Williamson Thermoflow, focus, OSB3. So this has all, this has our diffuser head, our air tube length, but these are all 10" here because we're a boiler in the universal. So the air tube is 10". We have our insertion depth should be 3 1/8 from the front here. That's what it's saying. So we double check that measurement always. The orifice size for natural gas would be 1/4 inch. That's what we're going to drill. So we got to take a 1/4 inch drill bit and drill through here. 1/4 inch. That'll be our orifice. Then we have air band settings. So on this one, it says for natural gas is 35, and then 40 is for LP. So natural gas is 35%. We use the 1 slot, and let's see, air should blank. Manifold pressure should be 3.5 psi. 3.5 inches water column. So the air band. So it comes with one on it. That's the 1 slot air band. And for the higher BTU boilers, you need the 2 slot. Alright, so these are the diffuser heads. We want diffuser head, I think it said B. Diffuser head, B. Alright, so that's the 9 slot. The other one's either A or B. This one, B is in it. Alright, so we got B in it, so there's not going to be many adjustments, but last time I had used the 9 slot, and it's just these 2 screws. Alright, and it's got a little pin right here. You just pull it out, place a new one in there, and that's it. You're going to want to check if you need the 2-band slot, because that will just unclip here. You put a new one on there, and that's pretty much it on the adjustments for it. Just the insertion depth. So you can move this, those 2 flathead screws. You can move this guy up and down. Let me back up. Move this guy up and down, and then you want to seal right in here. All right. So you don't want any products of combustion coming out on top of the burner. You get, it'll get black right here. You don't want that all burnt up. So I use this. The instructions say you can use high heat silicone. I use the high heat furnace cement. So this is used to seal up air on, boilers and furnaces. So it does a good job right here too. So we'll get in the cracks. Mount this baby up. So 3 1/8 is right on the money. It's going to be flush with the combustion chamber. And that we have 3 1/8. You can't really see it on here, but alright, so 3 1/8. There it is. Alright, so I have that pretty snug. I probably want to get those screws tighter. I'll do that. I want to mark this all along and give it a good line right here. And that way I know if it moves, it's like a way to put it back without having to remeasure everything. Oh, it's pretty tight. Let's get some furnace cement. So this stuff's really easy. I mean, just wear gloves and you can pick it up. You know, it's not drippy or anything. You just smush it right in there. Alright, now you just clean it up real good. You see that seal's nice. That's it. No big lumps. Just sealed all the way around. Alright. It's hard to get real clean, but this guy has some cutouts in it. You need to know where your pins are. We have both sides and the top. Just like that it goes. We're gonna get this all set up. Hopefully National Grid gets here soon. There's no meter outside. They're supposed to be coming today. So once they get here, we can have this installed and fire it up, run a combustion test. And then I talked to the inspector. We're gonna do it Friday. He was here on Monday. He inspected all the gas work. We put a test on it, 3 psi. And then he's gonna come back. He's gonna take a look at this and the gas range upstairs. Make sure the tip bracket's on and all that. So. Black to black, red to red, white to white, easy, right? So keep note, if you do not have constant power to the oil burner that you're changing out, you will need to add this black wire. Alright, so right now we have, there's 2 hots going to the burner. One hot is constant power from the switch, just coming up, it's branched off. One goes to the local water cutoff, the other side comes down here. Alright, so we got these all set. We have this will be our hot in. This comes from the switch power. We got a ground. This is our high limit, black. Alright, and our white neutral. So on oil burners, you see a lot of the time that red is the high limit. And that's what I thought at first, but no, this one even says it L1 in. And then the black wire right here says limit in. Alright, so this is our L1, this is our L2 on the neutral. We have our limit and ground. Alright, so I'm glad I checked that, because if I didn't, we would have been backwards. Alright, we're all wired up. L2s, we got our limits, and L1s, our grounds in there. Alright, so we put that back. This stuff is hooked up tight. So we'll shove that all back in there. Now we're on to the gas. We drill that 1/4 inch hole. This harness will go to our gas valve, and then we'll just go right into the gas right here. Alright, we got that all put together. Now time to drill the orifice here. 1/4 inch for this one. Check your book. Right, that's it. We got a 1/4 inch orifice there. Make sure you get all the shavings out before you install it. But get some dope on there. Gas valve, and then we'll pipe this up. Alright, we have our gas hooked up. Gas cock, drip T union, gas valve. Now, from what I can see, this nipple is directional. And it has an arrow on it, and so this says burner on this side and this yellow tag says gas valve right here. So I don't think you can put any fittings between it. I never do. You might run into something where you might have to, and it'll probably work fine. But from what I can see, I think gas valve right onto the burner, just like that, connected by that one nipple. All right, I got our thermostats hooked back up, thermostat and the aquastat over there for the tankless coil. So those two are hooked back up. So all we need to do now is adjust our air band. I already loosened this, actually. So if you remember, we were at 35% for natural gas on this burner. So that's right about the line, 35. And when we do our combustion test, this is where we play around with it on the combustion test. You know, if the stack temperature is too high, it has too much air going into it. It's going right by the heat exchanger. So we would turn the air down, stack temperature on the vent would go down, the efficiency would go up, and we'll be looking good. We also test for, you know, carbon monoxide and all that kind of stuff. So make sure this, well, first fire up, you always want these old doors open. I think we're pretty good here. I have to go check if the gas company ever showed up. Nobody came in and said hi, so I also have to install the gas range, but then we're all done. As long as we can fire this up and run a combustion test. So let's see how we did. We got the wrong damper from the supply house. It was mislabeled. The one I got was for oil and not gas. So I looked at the job a while ago. I didn't know if this was 6 or 7 inch pipe. So I got 6 and 7. So the 6 inch one I got was gas, of course. But the 7 inch was for oil, so it doesn't swing both ways. So what I did for now, I just pulled this tab back. I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm going to come back with the right one. Or I might even just put the 6 inch one on here. I mean, if you look, this is how they left it. See that it's not even full sized. So that thing just swings in the breeze. We'll get that spill switch back on there and wired to the burner. Thermostat wire. It's a mess. It's in. Alright, we got the vent off. There is the rest of the heat exchanger. It looks very, very clean. We like it. So then we have the chimney. So now this house is from the 1800s. And rightfully so, it's a brick chimney. No liner, no clay liner or anything. So, good news and bad news. I mean, bad news, it probably does need a liner. As far as, you know, today's appliances, you're not supposed to just have brick. But that being said, I mean, it's drafting. You can see all that stuff. It's going right up the chimney, so. I have carbon monoxide detectors throughout the house. I made sure. There's one there. So, new conversation with the homeowner, something they really should do. They really should have done it when they replaced the boiler. But they probably didn't pull a permit, and that's it. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, I'm not too worried about it. We're going to have clean combustion anyway. There's not going to be carbon monoxide in there, hopefully. The last gas burner I did, it went from 50 ppm carbon monoxide, 55, to 0, which was perfect combustion. It was really cool to see. You know, anything under 50 is considered good. But carbon monoxide detectors, they will go off at 9 ppm. But we're going to run our combustion test. We're going to cover ourselves and just make them aware. You know, it needs a liner. All right, we got the gas meter. Showed up finally. Got to paint the gas pipe. silicone those. I'm gonna silicone these outside mega press by code. Paint this so it doesn't happen anymore, and we'll be good. Good. So there's all air in the gas line. So this will recycle. I didn't set this yet, so I think it's 2 pounds for the recycle. So 2/3, and then see if it fires. Test going. Drafted schematic. Great. See it. Flat line. Be a little bit low than too high. Back together. And we're good to go. So we are good. We're tested. And that's the final product. We got gas conversion. Gas goes up. We ended up with pretty good readings here. 5 ppm. Can't beat that. We can, but not much better. And 4.